I think I just saw O.J. Simpson on the 5 freeway.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking moments caught on live TV.
Discredited and abandoned.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most unbelievable occurrences that were witnessed by millions of people on live television. Which of these moments did you watch in real time? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. Throughout its long and storied history, the Academy Awards has produced numerous incredible moments, but perhaps none was as unexpected as this.
The feed goes silent, and so does the audience after Will Smith takes a swing at Chris Rock.
When Chris Rock stepped out to present the award for Best Documentary Feature at the 2022 Oscars, no one could have foreseen how it would end. Rock made a joke about actress Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, which wasn't received well by her husband, Will Smith. This led Smith to walk up to the comedian and hit him across the face, to the bewilderment of everyone watching.
Clearly shaken and unsure how to proceed, Chris responds the best way he knows how, with another joke.
That was a greatest night in the history of television.
Less than an hour later, he picked up the Oscar for Best Actor.
Will got a chance to address the incident when he won the Best Actor honor, his first ever Academy Award.
You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you.
The incident wasn't without its consequences. The Oscar-winning actor was given a 10-year ban from any Academy event. Number 9. Sinead O'Connor's Saturday Night Live protest. In October 1992, Irish singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor appeared as the musical guest on an episode of Saturday Night Live.
Everywhere is war.
While performing a rendition of the Bob Marley song War, O'Connor took out a picture of Pope John Paul II, ripped it up, and implied that he was the real enemy. The move, which was a protest against how the Catholic Church handled cases of sexual impropriety, came as a shock, not only to viewers but also to the SNL crew.
To me, the Pope symbolises everything that is evil.
During rehearsals, O'Connor had held a picture up of a refugee child instead, reserving her true intentions for the live show. She was essentially blacklisted as a result, but maintained that she had no regrets about the protest.
Yes, it is offensive to people because they've built their lives on this belief, and it is going to be offensive, yes, and many people will not survive it. But it has to happen.
Number 8. MILLI Vanilli's lip sync fail. MILLI Vanilli saw an unprecedented rise in the late 80s with their debut album, Girl, You Know It's True, which earned them the Grammy for Best New Artist. But months before they took home the gold-plated gramophone, the duo performed a live concert on MTV that marked the beginning of their end. While singing their hit song Girl, You Know It's True, the track began to skip, repeating part of the chorus over and over again.
Girl, you know it's 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 girl, you know it's.
Clearly panicked, the duo rushed off the stage. The incident eventually led to the revelation that MILLI Vanilli didn't sing any of their songs and had lip-synced through all of their performances. Their Grammy was revoked by the Academy and they were dropped by their record label.
It went from one day to the next. We lost the fame. We were pushed aside suddenly, and you had to live with that.
Number 7. Kanye West calls out George W. Bush. In 2005, NBC broadcast an hour-long telethon dubbed A Concert for Hurricane Relief to raise money for victims of Hurricane Katrina.
There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
Kanye West was one of many celebrities who appeared on the program to shore up relief funds. During his segment, West took a sudden detour from the script, talking instead about things like negative media depictions and his own personal reaction to the tragedy.
Even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch.
But even after his presenting partner, Mike Myers, continued with the script, it was obvious West was not done. The rapper proceeded to call out the president by name, leaving everyone stunned.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
4 years later, West would nearly outdo himself at the VMAs when he infamously interrupted Taylor Swift's acceptance speech.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Number 6. CHARLO GREENE quits on air. Former Alaska reporter CHARLO GREENE made headlines in 2014 when she quit her job in a pretty dramatic fashion. Greene had covered the Alaska Cannabis Club and its efforts towards legalizing statewide recreational use of the substance. She then revealed that she was in fact the owner of the club and wanted to devote more time to the cause.
Now, everything you heard is why I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing marijuana here in Alaska.
This revelation was quickly followed with an expletive and an abrupt resignation live on air.
I quit.
Greene's subsequent career as a cannabis advocate wasn't all that rosy. In 2016, her club was raided by the authorities, who charged her with multiple criminal offences, carrying a possible 54-year prison sentence.
I am currently on trial for creating the Alaska Cannabis Club.
She was spared jail time after pleading guilty to 1 felony count. Number 5. JetBlue Flight 292 emergency landing. On September 21, 2005, JetBlue Flight 292 departed Burbank, California, headed for New York City. However, soon after takeoff, the pilots realized that there was a problem with the landing gear.
You can see right there the nose gear on this plane is turned sideways.
An immediate emergency landing would have been too risky, considering the amount of fuel the plane was carrying. As a result, the pilots circled the skies for hours, hoping to burn most of the flammable liquid.
All these pilots and the co-pilots, the flight crew, they plan for each of these contingencies, all kinds of emergency landings year-round.
This drew the attention of national news outlets, who broadcast the events straight to the homes of millions of viewers and also to the passengers' screens on the flight. Luckily, the pilots were able to make a safe and pretty sparky emergency landing that left everyone on board unharmed.
It appears that this has all come to a very safe conclusion.
Number 4. Nipplegate. Every year, the Super Bowl draws the largest audience for any television broadcast in the United States. In 2004, all of those eyes were glued to the screens when the now infamous wardrobe malfunction happened. Janet Jackson, who was one of the headlining acts for the halftime show, performed a medley of her songs and was later joined on stage by Justin Timberlake. Just as their duet of Timberlake's Rock Your Body came to an end, he ripped off part of Jackson's top, revealing her breast for a split second. The rip was pre-planned, but the exposure was not. Regardless, it sparked a massive controversy across the country and had far-reaching consequences for Jackson's career.
I said, listen, I don't want any drama for you. They're aiming all of this at me. So I said, if I were you, I wouldn't say anything.
Number 3, the BBC gets hacked on air. These days, emails are one of the most common means of online communication, but back in the 1980s, the technology was still relatively new in the public space. This led the BBC to launch a computer literacy project to teach people how to properly use the device.
Now we are now at last through to this London computer, and that was where I was trying to get through by direct dialing.
During one of such televised programmes, as the hosts tried to show how to send and receive emails, they realised that they had been hacked.
Legal access. I hope your television programme runs as smoothly as my programme worked out your passwords. Nothing is secure.
A series of strange messages flooded in, including the lyrics to a jaunty hackers song.
It's real fun, but just the same, it's hacking, yes.
While nothing grave occurred on air as a result of the incident, it understandably angered the email service provider British Telecom, who had marketed the product as a secure platform. Number 2, the O.J. Simpson car chase. For many who were alive at the time, the sight of a white Ford Bronco being chased down the Los Angeles freeway by numerous police cars is one that is forever etched in their minds.
And at first there was one patrol unit, and within a minute there were literally 20 patrol units behind him.
On June 17, 1994, former NFL star O.J. Simpson was charged with the murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Simpson, and her friend Ronald Goldman. Simpson had initially agreed to turn himself in that day, but instead, he fled with his friend Al Cowlings in a white Bronco.
This is AC. I have OJ in the car.
The chase lasted about 2 hours and was watched live by roughly 95 million people. Simpson was arrested at his home later that night, kicking off one of the most sensationalized criminal cases in American history.
And so ended the manhunt. O.J. Simpson was taken into custody.
But before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Balloon Boy admits it was a hoax. Falcon Heaney reveals to Wolf Blitzer that his parents staged the entire incident.
He said, "We did this for the show," in explaining why he didn't come out of the attic.
Yeah, let me interrupt this real quick.
Zinedine Zidane headbutts opponent. The 2006 World Cup final took a wild turn when Zidane headbutted Marco Materazzi in the chest.
Zinedine Zidane's career ends with being sent off in the World Cup final.
Steve Harvey's Miss Universe blunder. The veteran host mistakenly announced the wrong winner at the 2015 pageant.
I have to apologize.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. On January 28, 1986, NASA launched the Space Shuttle Challenger into orbit from Cape Canaveral, Florida.
So the 25th Space Shuttle mission is now on the way after more delays than NASA cares to count.
This was no ordinary mission. Much publicity had been generated in the prior months around the inclusion of schoolteacher Krista McAuliffe, who was to become the first civilian in space.
I don't know what put me over the top, and I'm delighted to be here.
However, what should have been a celebratory moment quickly turned into one of horror.
At 11:40 a.m. this morning, space program experienced a national tragedy with the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger.
Just 73 seconds after liftoff, the shuttle exploded mid-air, killing all 7 people on board. The entire incident aired live on CNN and was watched by thousands of children in schools across America. As a result of the tragedy, NASA suspended the Space Shuttle program for nearly 3 years and brought an end to its Teacher in Space project.